Okay. Hi, I'm Joshua Silverman, and I will be presenting on my self-management project for class it's 556. Okay, so we're going to go over the behavior, what tactics I use to modify, reinforce my behavior, how my data collection method was, the results plus the graph, and we'll discuss modifications at the very end. The behavior that I chose to target was physical activity. I believe the recommended amount for an adult to do weekly is 150 minutes by the CDC. Um, my reference is over here for that. But yeah, so I figured, I wanted also to target this just because I wanted to be more physically active too. So I figured this was a good opportunity to target it through this assignment. We currently before this, I used to go to the gym in my apartment complex, which was free, but it was infrequent. There would be weeks where we would go, 2 to 3 times, and we'd do that for a period of a few weeks. But then, when the schedule would get really packed, and we would stop. So the definition that I set out for this is I had to go to that gym 5 out of the 7 days, 30 minutes each. This was later modified because of another gym we started to enroll at, but we'll discuss that later. The operational definition would be going to the gym, specifically the treadmill, for 30 minutes and at a pace of 3.5 miles per hour. Uh, and then, as you'll see with the graph later, it was modified just because we changed the location of the gym. We found another gym that we thought would be also interesting. So initially, um, activities would be worth a certain monetary value. At first, it was every 30 minutes of going to the gym on the treadmill. That would be $3. And if you did additional exercises in there, such as like weightlifting, there were other weightlifting machines in there, it'd be $1 each. And this was later modified when we went to the boxing gym, considering at the boxing gym, they had like 60-minute classes. So I decided just to modify it, the definition for it. So really not much change. It went from 3 minutes for $3 to 60 minutes to $6, and an additional 10 minutes being an extra dollar. And the money would be available as soon as I would finish reporting it on the activity log. Yeah. And so for data collection, I used an activity log to record the frequency and duration of activities. So, I would, if I went to the boxing gym that day, for example, I would record the amount of time spent in minutes, and what activity it was. And then I would also write down how much reinforcement was earned from it as well. So for the first 60 minutes, that'd be $6. If I did an additional 10 minutes after that, such as running or weightlifting, every 10 minutes would be an additional dollar. And I guess it would be a good time to also show the definition of the boxing one. So when we moved to the boxing gym, they had classes for usually their classes would be 60 minutes. So I found that I had to change the definition because initially the first definition was 5 out of 7 days. And that wasn't always going to happen with the boxing gym. Uh, but anyway, okay, so we look at the results now. So this is my graph for the 4 weeks we've been doing this. The 150 minutes wasn't ever attained in any of the weeks, actually. Week 2 is definitely the highest, where we started. So in week 1 as well, really all these were at the boxing gym, actually. Um, Yeah, and reinforcement wasn't, well, the 150 minutes was never technically hit, and week 4 just did not record any of that, um, due to a lot of work and scheduling as well. Just could not get it in there. And so the modifications, we, at the start of the assignment, I used to go in my, when I was creating this, we were going to go to the gym that was in my apartment complex. But we soon afterwards, we signed up for like a boxing gym. So just because when you go to the apartment gym, you can really set the time you want to do that. You can set how much time you want to go there for. But for the boxing gym, they had predetermined class times. So I just changed the frequency goal into just a pure duration goal of 150 minutes. So if every class was 60 minutes, it would mean I'd have to go for for 2 days and then do an extra 30 minutes between those 2 days, or I'd have to go 3 days to hit it. Yeah, just because gym location and the changes in that. And that's reflected in the modified operational definition. Yeah, and then those are my references. Yeah, it definitely, I think looking back at this too, I think something that could have helped is maybe, changing the reinforcement value. Definitely seems like, you know, 10 minutes to $1 wasn't as reinforcing as I thought it might be. So in the future, I would definitely want to, maybe modify that to a little more, maybe like every 10 is $2 or $5, depending. Um, yeah, and maybe there should be a punishment procedure also implemented for not going. Perhaps not going would actually make you lose some reinforcement as well that you've already earned. Some response cost. Yeah, response costs could have probably been implemented in here as well to improve the effectiveness of the procedure. And yeah, my references again.